we're back. I had to break that up so it will upload to YouTube properly. Now, I'm showing you this so that I can show you here. This is the pattern I use to do my Giermak. I figured that what I wanted to do, I had a couple reasons for doing that. And one, I wanted to use as much of my Jupon pattern as possible, so that if you've already downloaded these patterns from my site, or you already know how to make a Jupon, then making a Giermak would be easier to help you do it. Now, the garment he's wearing here is a delia, that our outer garment is. Also, I happen to think if you see clutched in what would be his right hand is a handkerchief. Again, that's borrowed from the Turks. That was a thing that they borrowed from official Turkish paintings, and the Poles wanted it too. Apparently because they thought it was classy. Anyway, to get back to the design of the Donegal's Giermak, I'll show you. My pattern is based on this. It's about this long, which you'll see is roughly ankle length, and I extended this because Donegal wanted his to be inspired by that one in the movie you just saw. So I extended the sleeves down to about his elbow, and they will have that closure, that non-fitting closure there at the bottom, however you want to term that you saw in the movie. One last thing to show you before I show you the fabric. Okay, this is again the with an iron hand movie. The figure being robed here in the middle is the character, this Stefan Báthory, and his garment here is based on that painting we just saw. Not for nothing, I tell you. This is again set in the late 1570s, and it would be a very appropriate place to start if you wanted to have a period Polish or Hungarian garment from that time. I'm showing you this so you can, because I don't have the color reproduction of that Cobra painting, which you can find by Googling up on Google Images. This is a very good place to start. As you can see, they've done a good job matching the pattern from this movie to the pattern that's in that painting. And if you Google it up, you'll see it's a very light-colored salmon, kind of off burgundy color in the actual painting. I happen to remember one last thing about these Osprey books that I was hoping to show you. Here's a good way, another good way to use them to kind of reality check your research. The most important part is to educate yourself. Look at as many extant objects and paintings as you can, so you know what looks right and what looks wrong. So when you run across one of these, you can say, that's not really right. But in this case, there's quite a lot right. If you'll notice here, the gentleman in the second figure from the left, in the red, he's got those same closures that we saw from neck to collar, or from collar to hem, that we saw in those Abraham de Bruyne prints. You'll see that his inner and outer Giermak, and just like this guy in the purple here, how that braid closes their slit. And the guy in the purple's got that very characteristic asymmetrical front and back hem, like I showed you in the Abraham de Bruyne woodcut that the Hungarian gier had. But for our purposes, what I'm trying to show you here, most importantly, is the closures that he's got that are in the front and along the sides. They're more easily seen in these reproduction paintings than they are perhaps in the woodcuts that you see. So, looking at all the woodcuts I've looked at in here, I can tell you that this is you could do a lot worse than to base your garb off of this as your first Hungarian or Polish garb. These are very close, if not identical, to some of the extant woodcuts that I've seen. So, if you don't want to enter in an A&S competition, you could do a lot worse than to copy one of these. So, on to the fabric.